Hmm. Hi, everyone. Good day. Today, welcome to the 9th Inner Fire Women interview. I am really excited about this. I started these, I mentioned that last time, but I started these with the intention of bringing women who I feel are embodied and empowered and fully self-expressed to come and share where they shine in their lives so that we can learn and be touched by their presence and by their experiences. And today I have someone who, for me, really, really is a clear, I want to say embodiment of these three pillars of Inner Fire Women. And her name is M. Queen, also known as Marie-Reine Kabasha. She is an exceptional woman who really stands in who she is, and especially in what she loves to do. She is a professional dancer who has performed with many renowned companies, including Tentacle Tribe, which we'll talk about later in the interview. She is also she's also studying naturopathy at the moment. She's in her second year. Also, which I find really exciting, is that she has developed this project of her own movement language called Trigger Point. And so we'll discover more about M. Queen and how she finds balance in choosing herself. So today we're going to discuss about following our bliss and what it means to listen and to choose ourselves. And before we begin, this morning I woke up and I am on my moon, and I felt, this like kind of slow, earthy feeling, sense in my body. And my first sort of impulse, because of past patterns, was, okay, come on, Mel, wake up, get energized, because you're doing an interview, you have to get all excited. And I stopped and I went, okay, today we're talking about choosing ourselves. And today, if I were to choose myself, I would really slow down. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to slow down and listen and be with myself at the same time as having this conversation with an exceptional woman who is in her fire. And I'd love to bring her now to the screen. So welcome, M. Queen.
Hello. Hi. Hi, guys. Hi, Mel.
Hi. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for doing this. It's an honor to have you here, really.
My pleasure. It's it's funny. I'm not used to be interviewed.
Yeah, I get it. And plus, we have a tendency to speak in French to each other, so it's a different dynamics to talk in English.
Yes.
I'm like, it doesn't feel natural to talk to you in English, but thank you for being willing to do this.
No
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about finding our balance and choosing ourselves. And what the reason why I felt so drawn to interviewing you is because I see in you this strength that I admire in being able to follow your bliss in a way that's unapologetic. Bless you.
Thank
And
you.
and that is unapologetic but also inspiring. So I wanted to talk more about that, about your experiences. And I know that there was a challenging transition for you. I don't know how long ago it was. It was
You mean starting
going,
naturopathy?
yes.
Um, yeah. At that time, I was working with Tentacle Tribe, as you said before. Um, and at some point, I just felt that it was not fulfilling what I needed, what I like. Because before that, I was working for another company, Ebb and Flow, and but we were not completely full time. We were working maybe 3 days a week, so I had other occupation to other things to fill my days, and that I had to be creative about. I had to find how to make the schedule work, how to yeah, just to organize myself. And in doing that, I think that was feeling more creative. And then when working with Tentacle Tribe, we were like, it's a great company, working really full time, and but full time for a dancer. And
Mhm.
um, yeah, it was learning a lot of new things. The movement that is so precise, and yeah, we were learning old pieces. So I had a lot of thing that was nourishing me. But
Mhm.
at some point when we were more doing creation, and I understood what the position of interpret. I really don't know if I'm saying this right in English, but whatever. I really understood what my role was. I was like, okay, yes, I wanted that for a long time. Tentacle Tribe is a company that the movement and the shows I, are magnificent. Um, but I was like, oh, in the everyday life, uh, the routine, and then having not a lot of energy at the end of the day to do something else. I was like, I feel it doesn't give me enough of what I need.
Mm.
And it took me some times, because when I choose something, I like to stay. I do that.
Mm.
I do that. I like to keep the path, but at some point I was just like, I was feeling tired all the time. I was feeling more tired than just because of the day. I was feeling tired because I wanted something else, and I didn't know what it was at that point. I got injured really a lot, like
Mm.
in the in 2017. This year I had not big injuries, some. I could keep going, but I never got injured like that before. I was always the person that takes care of her body just enough, and that everything goes
Mm.
smoothly. So I was like, something is wrong. I'm feeling really tired. I have a lot of injuries. I I'm kind of in a autopilot.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So then this is when my mind was like, you have to choose something. You have to ding, 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 ding. Something is wrong.
It's like all the alarm. Well, that's what really stands out for me in what you're saying is that so here you are with an internationally renowned company who is extremely interesting and you're learning all sorts of things, and yet all of a sudden you're getting these alarms, your body's speaking to you, and and you choosing to listen to that, because I mean it would just, like you're saying, like the alarms are going off. And I I'm really interested in these moments because if I was in your shoes, let's say, especially as a dancer, someone who loves, Tentacle Tribe, like what they do, I tend to think like so many people would want to be in your shoes, including myself at some point in my life. I would have loved to be in your shoes. And then to, make that choice of being like, well, my body is saying something really strong right now. My heart, like, I'm tired, my energy's not there. There's a part of me that's not being fulfilled. Like, that's what I'm also hearing. To be like, yes, this is great and it's an incredible opportunity, and I'm going to listen to myself. Like, that to me is it speaks to me so loudly, because I know that in the past I would have stayed somewhere just because of the fact that it's a great opportunity, even if my body would have been speaking to me. So I want to ask you about that. Like, knowing that you had something quite precious, this opportunity, and then having your all the alarms go off, like, what had you make that shift, have the courage to do all that? Where did you find the clarity or the strength?
I just need to move something. Okay. Yeah, well, it's I just was not happy. And it's weird to say, but I'm used to be happy.
That's amazing. Wow.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of part of the answer. And also, I always had those urges. Like, when I feel something is not right, there's really like it feels like a ticking bomb, you know? It feels like a ticking bomb inside. And then I need to act. I need to do something about it. I cannot just stay here and let life go on and hope for something to change. Um, and so yeah, it was a hard decision. I needed to also, me too, at that time I was like, I cannot do that. This is too, this is not an option to quit, because of all the like the size of the opportunity, kind of, yeah. But at some point, talking with friends, I realized that, well, actually, if I feel that bad, then it's not an opportunity for me, because it's an opportunity if it makes me happy, if it gives me what I need. And why? that's
The prestige is not enough to keep you there. Like, something else is calling you. And I love that, because now I'm in a place in my life that I definitely am more aligned with, when, my body starts to talk, that I tend to listen to that. Whereas before, I would have struggled definitely with making a choice like that. Like, I have friends who, let's say, are in the circus and who have worked with big circus companies. And of course, they have these parts of them that are like, do I really want to continue doing this? Like, and yet they know that so many people are fighting to get the roles that they got. And so there's a tug of war between. So when you realized it, and you were in the transition, so you had to, announce that you were leaving, and then there's like this moment of unknown.
Yeah.
What do you do in that moment? What's your way of reassuring yourself, of, because that might be the moment where we start to question our decision, right? So
Right.
how did you keep
Yeah.
moving forth?
Well, it's like maybe I realized it a year before I actually stopped working with them. So before that, I had to talk to my friends again and again and again, and also was like, I was wondering. Well, I always thought that dancing with companies full time was really what I wanted, you know. So I had to ask myself, what is it that I want to do? What is it that's gonna feed me forever, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking and thinking, and I always was drawn to the healthy side of dance. For me, dancing was choosing me. Dancing was choosing to express myself, to make a living that is adapted to me. Not the 9 to 5 regular job that I have to listen to somebody else and answer to those rules. Of course, there is rules in the dance world, in the artist world, but I feel well. It doesn't feel like rules because it's they compel to me. It matches what I believe to some extent. So it doesn't feel like rules.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and but then I realize it's kind of the healing part of dancing. Dancing was something that helped me heal. Finally, that's what I'm trying to. Yeah. So then I realized, okay, what's and also what is the thing that made my alarm go wow, wow, wow. It's my injuries. I was like, oh my god, it affected me so deep. I was like really like not proud of myself to be to have so many injuries in a short matter of time. I was like, I'm not taking care of myself that as much as I was. What's going on? What's like? What should I do? What do I have to change? And then the more I thought of it, the more I was like, yeah, it's taking care. It's taking care. It's looking for the knowledge and the information that I need to take care of myself. And then if I can share that to other people, it would be great. And then so I was like, oh, I think I would like to be a doctor, but not the regular doctor. And then I found naturopathy and how it's exactly what I feel is being a doctor. So
Oh, wow. So from listening to yourself to taking care of yourself brought you to want to be in service for others. Wow. I find just that so touching because like that's what I feel that this conversation is about, for others who kind of feel stuck right now, who are in this, you know, fear of choosing themselves or following their path, like that inevitably when we do listen to ourselves, like something else opens up.
ouais.
And then we're way more aligned with who we want to be, how we want to show up in the world, and being, in our power and our self-expression, all this stuff. And so I'm really inspired by that, by your journey. And I
Thank you.
also love what you said earlier. I'm used to being happy. Now, this is something about you that really stands out for me in just having you in my life and how who you are has an impact on me, because I see how you choose you also in like having your boundaries. They're very clear, you know, if you're somewhere doing something and you feel like leaving or changing something, or you're not shy about expressing that. And I feel that's very unique in our society. Yeah. And so, but I believe that it's in line with this part of you that's like, happiness is my natural state. So when you're not in that natural state, you see it right away and then you adjust. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Like, does that?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's maybe it's not that I'm used to be happy, but I I don't like to be unhappy. I mean, that's normal, but I to stay unhappy. You know, if I feel I can do something about it, I I need to do something about it, because then I'm gonna be. If I don't, I'm gonna be even more unhappy because I didn't do something when I could. You know,
Right.
I think we can always do something, and sometimes it takes time, and maybe you're doing all the wrong things and you feel that you're just wasting your time or your energy, but uh, I I think it's really important for me to keep going, you know, not to stay where I am. If something is wrong with where I am, then go somewhere else, try something else. So and and I think that yeah, sometimes it's hard just to try something else, something new. Um, but when you start to do it, when you start to try something and you don't really know what's gonna happen, but then you realize there's kind of a little hint, like if I'm if I'm trying this, I don't know. Oh, okay, this is too complicated. Whatever. If I'm trying something, then there's something in this path that is gonna bring me more information about what I need. Even though if I'm not finding the right solution right away, there's a little something. For sure, there's a little something.
That's a really great nugget of wisdom right there, is that just to try something new will bring new information, and then that will guide us somewhere else. Yeah, it's true, but I feel like for myself to be reminded of this when I feel stuck is a gift, you know. That's like, I don't have to have the right answer right away and everything figured out to try to
Yeah.
shift the situation. It's like I can just try something,
Yeah.
and that will give me some more information on how to move forward. I like that very, very much.
And I feel the more I do that, the more I like it. The more I like not really knowing what's after that step, what's the second step, but knowing that doing the first step is gonna put light on the second step.
Yeah. Yeah, there's again this place of like the unknown, you know, that it seems like you really allow yourself to feel what could be the next step, taking action in this, and then from there allowing yourself to discover from that
Yeah.
place. Yeah. Whereas I know for myself, my tendency when I really get stuck in my head, out of fear, that I want to have every step laid out so that I can just shift to like, okay, I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing, you know? But in reality, life's not linear like that.
It's
And
so not. It's
so true. So true. Oh my god.
yeah, yeah.
But it's so much more interesting like that, just like dancing. I mean, if our movements were always like, you know, it's kind of,
Predictable.
yeah, we
Yeah,
get bored, but there's like all what's interesting is the unknown when we watch a piece of dance, right? We
ouais,
think the dancer's going somewhere and they take us somewhere
yeah,
else. Oh, wow, that was so captivating.
yeah,
But I feel that in our society, this is not something, it's not, how can I say, it's an idea that has been lost somewhere. Like we should know where we're going. We should have like
yeah.
goals and plans and follow it till the end, no matter what happens, you know? Um, yeah.
I yeah. It's like I feel the it's if we rely too much on a certain way to structure what comes next, then you cut yourself from all the other options, and and I feel it's important to feel safe. Like it's a like, but because you were saying that you would plan ahead. I do that all the time. I, I do that all the time, but I think it's nice when planning ahead is allowing you to feel safe and then to be free in that organ structure,
Mm.
but also to I don't know what's what it is in English, but apprivoiser, like to get to know another way of like let's it's like I'm doing my plan, but then it's gonna sound a bit woo woo, but then there's the natural plan, and this is a plan that is going on too, and whether I choose to to think with a perspective of accomplishing this, then I have my plan that makes me feel that it's gonna get me there, or whether I'm like my plan is to discover the more about myself, and then I'm just deciding to put myself in a lot of different situation that life's gonna present to me. Those are are two paths that's gonna lead you somewhere. Uh, it just to realize that there's a lot of different kind of plan,
Hmm.
kind of.
I feel you. I really I believe in that as well, that there's like me who has this plan where I lay it out and then like, you know, like a business plan.
This
But
one.
that like in the saying of life happens when you're making plans, there's also this force, this other, yeah, the source that is also has a purpose and has a guidance and finding balance. I believe in choosing ourselves is
Mm-hmm.
both
Oui,
simultaneously.
oui,
Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
exactly, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And to
And it,
trust that, to trust, the more you do it, the more you trust yourself in that.
hmm. Oh, talk more about that.
Oh,
I like that. The more you do, I mean, you're probably exploring this in your project,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you could share a little bit about your process in that context.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my project trigger point is it's actually me trying to find what's the best, no, not the best, how to express fully all that I've learned since I started to be a dancer for companies. Since, well, actually, yeah, it's just, yeah, to find a way to express all that is in me. So there's part of what I've learned in companies, but also the life experience, how I do things, just all of me. Because I felt really the need to do that, to dance freely. At first, when I left the company, I thought then, okay, well, this is not for me at all, and really dramatic. and then and then I started to feel the need and the desire to dance for fun, for me, for no reason specifically. And then then I felt more balanced about it, and but I also realized that I wanted to be able to fully express me, to be fully equipped with, okay, when I feel 100% engaged, then I feel this, I feel that, I'm able to do this. Like, I wanted to know all of the tools that I have, kind of. So yeah. So my project is called Trigger Point, because the first idea was to find those things that makes me go full out, that makes me dance full out, that makes me feel absolutely free. So I started mostly with the music, mostly with the music, um, and then as I was doing this, as I was creating my relationship with the beat maker, but he's doing beats in live. The more I was doing the research, the more I realized I just want to be the more free possible, and to get to know me when I'm in that freedom. And that's where you make the link, I think, because this is absolutely a journey about making getting more confidence in my own body in situations that I don't control.
Interesting.
Yeah, I there's a lot of things, and I have a tendency to say a lot of details, but so I'm trying not to do that. But it's because, well, at first in the project I was like controlling. Okay, in the music we're gonna do this, and then today we're gonna do this, and I was controlling so much. But then when I was dancing, when I was freestyling, I was like, I was the I could not engage fully in my body, in simply the body, like this body wisdom. The body knows what it's doing, let it go. But I was so much in my head, I was so much thinking about, oh, well, I tried that way, so maybe we can find that kind of result. What am I doing? I'm doing research. Let that shit go. and and so the more that I kept going, the more I was just like, okay, I'm not deciding that, I'm not deciding that, I'm not deciding that. You choose that, you choose that. And then I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, with that um that with those people helping me, it really gives me the an opportunity to feel free, and to be free, and to know, understand what it means in my body.
it's like really, when I'm listening to you and being inspired by this project and your process, I'm thinking it's like a laboratory, for you to, what it seems like, what I believe I'm hearing is like for you to discover that balance between letting yourself be created in movement, like that comes through you and not by you imposing something. And then I'm like making the link to life, and I'm going, how can we do that? How can our life be a research of to be in our full self-expression, to be embodied, because that's, you're being more embodied by allowing yourself to listen and just kind of, let impulses follow, yourself follow impulses and all this in your research. And how can that like inform you further? And then in this way you're expressed, and also it empowers you. I find that just so fascinating. And yet my mind right now is trying to like grasp what's the formula. And there is no formula. It's really, it's letting go, right?
Yeah.
And letting go is the formula. And I have such a hard time with that.
But everyone. Everyone, every day.
Yeah, maybe in different aspects of their lives, maybe I have a tendency to let go in some aspects that others I'm like, business-wise, I have a really, really hard time letting go. I want to plan everything. And
yeah. Sometimes it's letting go is gonna, well, there is again a balance thing. Sometimes letting go is gonna give yourself more freedom, but sometimes letting go is gonna make you feel insecure. So it's really knowing what is it that I can control and what is it that I can't, and allowing yourself not to know. Well, I'm trying this today. Maybe it's gonna give something, maybe not.
Yeah. Yes. You reminding me that we're all creators, and as an artist, there's a, how can I say this? There's a more concrete project that we put this kind of attention towards. We have to let go at some point. We have to try something, because if not, we won't amount to the creation that we want as a dancer, as a painter, as a singer, et cetera, et cetera. But as humans, we are innate creators. We create our lives, but we don't see it that way. Well, most people don't see it that way. And in this conversation, I'm like, no, but that's really what it is. We are constantly in movement in our lives. We create it. So to have this sort of way of being, I'm like, I want to take that on. That my life is my creation, not only my dancing.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way with your life?
Yeah, really. And I was talking to Rahim about the interview, and he was like, well, just that's it sounds like your choice of starting naturopathy just sounds like when you used to tell me that you wanted to live 10 life in one life, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. But it's true. I'm saying that because to be a creator, creating your life, well, we have one life, but we can live all the lives that we want to live. Like, it's one random day I was thinking, oh, I want to be a farmer, and I want to be a writer. and I want to be a doctor. And I said like so many things, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I think it was 10 years ago, like after university in dance, and yeah, it's I there's that feeling that I can create the life that I want.
Mm, mm. I'm loving it. I feel very inspired. I kind of started, like I said, I mentioned at the beginning, I was like, I got a little bit sluggish today from my moon, and yet I'm feeling so light and so inspired by everything that you've shared, and this reminder that I have way more power,
Ouais.
and that listening and letting go is also a power.
Wait, that's letting go. I'm learning it, but listening is really a strong belief that I have. When you
Mm,
listen, then the answers are there.
I love that. I'm just really touched by who you are, how you live your life. Like always, every time we talk, every time we connect, I feel I'm grateful that you're in my life. You remind me of these important parts of me because we're all connected, right? And yeah, you light my fire. You really light my fire.
The
It's a little
song.
cheesy, but it's so true.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, thank you so much
Yay.
for taking the time to talk with me. Is there anything that you'd like to share with the community before we complete?
Uh, I don't know. I think, yeah, no. If ever I'm open to discuss, if ever someone is having a question about changing path, I don't know. I Yeah, I'm open
Oh,
to
that's wonderful.
questions.
Yeah, you're definitely a stand for that, for yeah, for listening, for following your bliss. And yeah, that's a gift. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
you're welcome. So I'll put your links in the comments so that that people who would like to, here's your Facebook link, and I'll also put them in the comments so people can just click on it and get in touch with you if they have any questions, if they also just want to share how they felt about this interview, because I'm sure a lot of people were deeply touched by your sharing. Definitely.
Nice.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Marie-Reine.
Thanks to
Mwah.
you. It was nice.
You're welcome. Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I really meant that. I feel lighter and inspired, and that is the whole purpose of these interviews, is to share um, women who are really in their fire and that they show up powerfully in their community, in their lives. So I'm so grateful that Marie-Reine was willing to share her presence with us. This is her Instagram if you're interested in checking out what she does and also connecting with her. Don't be shy. Like she said, she'd be really open to having a conversation. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. If you feel inclined to sharing this with someone that you believe would be inspired, please do so, and follow us on Inner Fire Women for other interviews. Just keeps going, and I'm wishing you a glorious day. Take care.